Nous sommes en guerre.
Guys, this is serious business. You've heard him. We are at war. We are now in a global pandemic in which we are fighting against a sneaky, invisible, pervasive enemy. To fight this enemy, all we need is to stay at home, meet no one, and wash our hands. But us French are famous for going to cafés every day, kissing everyone we meet, and disrespecting the rules. So how are we coping with this? That's what I will share with you in this video. Specifically, I will share 4 different ways that us French are adapting to this unique situation. By the way, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Angèle Preto, I'm a French learning coach, and on this channel we talk about how you too can become a French speaker. I need to tell you that I am French myself, but I have been living abroad for almost 10 years, and this gives me a very particular, hopefully a little bit less partial view on my own culture. I live in Vienna, Austria, so I also get to see the differences between 2 European cultures. It's only about 1,000 kilometers away, but as far as the culture is concerned, it is pretty different already. You can think of the European Union a little bit like the US. There is a federal government, which no one really cares about, a bunch of countries who make their own laws, and no border in between. One big difference is that most of us Europeans don't even know who is the president of the EU, because that changes every 6 months, while unfortunately we all know who is the president of the US. Each country is taking their own emergency measures and trying to find ways to flatten that curve. The goal is to make the locals stick to social distanciation as much as possible, even if their culture may not help at all with this. Right now I am very grateful that I live in Vienna because I get to walk around as much as I want. All I need to do is make sure that I'm walking alone and that I'm more than 1 meter away from anyone else. The police is making sure that people aren't meeting in groups, but if they find some, they just tell them to go home. Meanwhile, in France, you actually need a certificate to be allowed outside of your home. This is a certificate that you can write yourself, but it has to feature the day and time of your going out and also why it is that you're going out. And there are very few valid reasons for that. One good reason, for example, could be going to work, for example, if you work in a hospital, or going for grocery shoppings, which are very basic, or helping someone else. But be careful, because if the police catches you outside without a certificate, or you have a certificate but the reason on it is not valid enough, you are in for a hefty fine. You will have to pay 135 euros if that's the first time, and 200 euros if you do it more than once. Contrary to the Austrians, the French are not prone to respecting the rules just because they are told to. For this reason, there are a lot more sanctions and coercive measures in France than in Austria. You can see a similar trend in the subways. If you have been to Paris, you have probably seen or even used these machines that only let you in if you insert your tickets, 1 person at a time. In Vienna, there's none of that stuff. We can just walk onto the platforms with no restrictions at all. And when there is a control, almost everyone has a ticket. That would not be expected in France. Sometimes, even fines and bad consequences don't stop the French from breaking the rules. So they are certainly not going to wash their hands just because they were told to. But maybe, if the message came from someone they trust, that would help. For this reason, 80 French YouTubers among the most influential have created this video to tell people to rester chez vous. It means stay at home. And then the video has been posted on all 80 of their channels. This brings me to my second point on this list. Overall, when you're stuck at home, you tend to use the internet a lot, and so do the French. So right now, many videos are appearing around the topics of quarantine, epidemics, and so on. Actually, I guess the one you're watching right now is part of that trend too. And this trend is a perfect opportunity for me to recommend some more content to you for your daily French bath. You didn't think I would make a video without sneaking some daily French bath in, did you? And by the way, if you're new here and you've never heard of the daily French bath, here is a video that explains what it is and how you can use it to learn French. I have found 4 different types of French YouTube videos that have been inspired by this coronavirus situation. And by the way, you can find links to all the people and all the videos I'm quoting in the description below. I cannot put them all up here because YouTube only lets me put 5 of them, so all the ones I can't put up here, you will find the links below. The first category would be the Stay Informed category. The king of this category is young French YouTuber Hugo Décrypte. That's the name of his channel, Hugo Décrypte. He makes a new video every single day with verified information about the pandemics. And that is very needed because there just was a statistics that says that right now, 26% of French people believe that the coronavirus was created in a lab. That, of course, is absolutely not true, and this rumor has already been debunked, but clearly some people still believe in it. So it's very useful to have videos that gives you verified information. The second category of videos that I have found is videos giving you advice on what to do and how to cope while you're in quarantine. So for example, there is a video by La Vie en Rousse collecting 10 things that you can do while you're at home. Or there is a video by Vivre Avec giving you advice on how to cope with living with several people in the small space at all times. The third category of Corona-inspired videos I have seen is what I would call the fun category. There are many YouTubers who are making super funny videos about what's happening right now and how they have to stay at home and they have to make videos with whatever they can because they just can't even go outside. And to quote only one channel, I think Topito is completely killing it in this regard. Among others, they have made funny videos showcasing the really not glorious daily life of French people who are stuck at home, what they are doing and what they are thinking. Recently, they have also started an interesting series where they make videos with fake subtitles of people giving advice to the French. For example, they have taken a speech of Vladimir Putin and another one of Kim Jong-un, and they've just added some fake French subtitles. Of course, it has nothing to do with what they're actually saying in Russian and Korean, but the French don't understand Russian or Korean, so it doesn't matter. And they've stuck some funny subtitles of what they quote-unquote are saying in French. What they've done with those speeches is really funny, and it will give you the opportunity to read some French and hopefully have a good laugh. And the fourth category of video, which I guess this video technically falls into, is videos that are made by experts, which are using the current situation as an opportunity to shed a particular light on their personal expertise. So in this category, you have, for example, Stan Leloup from the channel Marketing Mania, who has made a video on why we didn't see it coming and which cognitive biases are at play. Another video in this category is a very grave video by Monsieur Phi, who explains to us medical ethics and how you should choose which patients to care for if you cannot care for everybody, and how this would be ethically justified. As I was saying, I have put links in the description to all of these videos and you can watch them if you'd like. Once the French have spent a big part of their day with their computer, either working from home or doing their best to keep themselves entertained, it's time for l'apéro. You know l'apéro, right? L'apéro, this is the holy French practice of going to a cafe after work and before dinner to have drinks, or visiting a friend to have drinks at their place. Yes, we cannot go out, and yes, friends cannot come in, but we are not going to cancel l'apéro. Because now we have l'apéro Skype, or some people also call it Skypéro. This is the third way that the French adapt to being stuck at home. Take out the chips, crackers, and beverages of your choice and bring them next to the computer. Then, talk to your loved ones via Skype while you're having a drink and eating some chips. It's almost as good as the real thing. As you might know, a decent apéro has no end time, and it might as well last until 8 p.m., which is when your next Corona French activity is scheduled. This is number 4 on our list. Every day at 8 p.m., French people open their windows or get on their balconies and just clap their hands. But why do they clap? Well, because as it turns out, not everyone is fighting this war by staying home and coping with social isolation. So we clap for those who are doing the actual fighting, namely our medical staff. Over the past few weeks, the situation has become more and more critical, with lack of material and supplies and saturated hospitals. It's becoming harder and harder for the medical staff to do their job and keep themselves safe, but they keep fighting courageously nonetheless. So every day at 8 p.m., French people come together on their balconies and clap to thank, celebrate and encourage these heroes. This is a trend which started in Spain and later spread to other countries such as Portugal and Switzerland, where the population is also in home quarantine. If you are also in home quarantine, maybe you can adopt the trend as well. I hope you're enjoying this video and the insights into the French culture that it brings you so far. There are many other things that the French are doing, but I had to leave them out because it would have been way too long. So if you like this video, please let me know in the comments and I will make a part 2. Since you're still here, now is a great time to subscribe if you haven't already. I make new videos every single Monday, all about how you can become a French speaker. If you're serious about learning French for real, this channel has just what you need. And if you are currently at home, this is the perfect video for you. It will give you 6 things which you can do right now to make the most of your environment and learn French from home. I strongly recommend you watch it next. I am leaving you with some French claps for the caregivers, and I will see you next Monday.